What stands between us and where we want to go is never what we think it is. It's not the economy, it's not the president, it's not that somebody already dominated the health food industry or dominated Facebook advertising or dominated TV advertising or there's no room left. It's never that. It's always the story we tell ourselves on why we can't achieve that. Whatever that story is usually your story, and that's the result you get. And that story is the thing standing between you and your next level. And even if you're running away from pain and that's your driver, great, use it. Actually feel the pain more. Don't ignore it and live a life of status quo or even a life of struggle because of that. In fact, let the pain sink in and let it be your driver, because the world and even school teaches us in so many ways to work on our weaknesses, to get stronger. And I think that's a huge flaw. I think we just get great at what we're good at. We only need to be good at one or two things, and we can make an impact on the world. Take a journal, do it in your phone in the notes, or do it in your journal or on a pad, and write down the stuff you do on a daily basis, hour by hour. And then go through it and literally look at the stuff, as simple as this sounds. Look at the stuff and say, is everything on this list drive me towards being a better version of myself, or more wealth if that's what you want, or being a better dad is what I obsess on, or being a better family man, or being more conscious, being more spiritual? Like, does it help God, the universe, or a bigger version of me? And if it doesn't, should it really be something that's on my list? And if it has to be done, can someone else do it? Can I delegate it? Can I automate it? Or can I just eliminate it? And I literally do that practice at least once a quarter for the last 10 years. Because we must, because sometimes we evolve, we change, and things that used to light us up or used to be important aren't anymore. And then the other thing too is there's a balance between just making money or furthering your business, and also knowing internally what your definition of success is. There might be something that makes you a lot of money, but it robs your soul. What stands between us and where we want to go is never what we think it is. It's not the economy, it's not the president, it's not that somebody already dominated the health food industry or dominated Facebook advertising or dominated TV advertising or there's no room left. It's never that. It's always the story we tell ourselves on why we can't achieve that. Whatever that story is usually your story, and that's the result you get. And that story is the thing standing between you and your next level. And I know people are watching right now going, oh, Dean, that's nice. You guys got money now, so it's easy. I don't have any money. I don't have a partner. I don't have any business experience. This economy's not right for what we do. And where there's that old saying, where there's a will, there's a way. If your story is that's what you'll continue to get. So what I would say is, if I was going to boil it down, is find what that story is. Now, to you might be saying, Dean, you're saying it's a belief, it's reality. And maybe it's phase 3, but reality is nothing more than our perception of a situation, right? We all know that. You've read that about it, you've watched it on Tom's show, everybody has said it, but maybe this is the first time you actually think about it, that reality you think is holding you back is really just the story. So there's two things I say, is go find somebody else with that same story. Like, go look at your evolution, where you were on your couch, no money, right? Go look at Richard Branson's story. Look at Tony Robbins' story. Look at, John Paul DiGiorio, or all the amazing books. I've read every book in there. It's amazing, the people that you got to interview and meet. But read all those stories and realize that, first of all, that story you have is probably a lie, right? So if you can find proof, like leverage that it's a lie, that's one thing. But then the one that would get me is, I love aspiration. I love to look and say, look what you did, man. I want to get there. If he did it, I can do it. But sometimes you need the pain as well. So what I like to do is, I like to take that story and think it's 5 years from now, and think it's 10 years from now, and you're still in the same exact spot you are now. You're still worried, you still have envy, you still want more, you desire more, you want to take care of your family, you want to provide more, and think that story, those 2 sentences, is the thing holding you back. Do you really want to give that story that much power? And then think it's 10 years from now, and that story is still done. And all of a sudden, for me, I think, am I going to let that story stop? Started thinking to myself, and it didn't happen overnight. So this is what I want to encourage you. When you find the bad story, find a way to just reverse the whole thing. I'm like, no. Because I don't have a college degree, I'm going to fight and I'm going to do this. Because I was always small, I'm going to do this. Because I have no money, I'm going to do this. Because my friends think I can't, I'm going to do this. And all of a sudden, I started changing the story, not overnight, but over weeks. it became my empowering story. I wasn't looking at a deficit. I'm like, screw you guys. You think I'm not gonna do this because I don't have what you have? I'm gonna blow right past you, whether that's a good thought or not. At the time, it served me. That's not how I look at things now, but at the time it served me. Some of it was, and I was able to reverse that story, and that story got me through. Just like what got you from going to the couch, getting change, to where what you've created. It's unbelievable the impact you've made on the world. But if we had the wrong story, if we had the wrong beliefs, we're screwed before we start. We find social proof all around us that tells us it's the truth, right? You talk to your aunt who says, hey, listen, rich people get to do those things. We don't. You just play it safe. And all of a sudden, subconsciously, you're like, oh, maybe that story's right. So you have all these years of, sometimes years, months, weeks, whatever it is, you have the story, and then you only collect the data that supports the story so your subconscious can be okay with playing small. I immediately try to think of something I'm grateful for, which everybody knows that and thinks about it, but I play this game with myself on how far I can lower the bar, meaning I tried to do a gratitude journal about 3 years ago, and after about 5 weeks, I ran out of stuff to say. I'm like, I already wrote my kids and this and life. Like, what did I put in here? Like, I don't, and then I was like, wow, 150,000 people die every single day. You can Google it, that's the number. It's like, some days I wake up and just like, I'm here, awesome. And I feel that silly little thing like I'm here. Or I'll be like, oh my God, the sheets feel softer than they've ever felt. And I'll literally think to myself, these sheets are really good. Like, what, a third of the world sleeps on a dirt floor? And I have sheets and an amazing bed, and look at the view I have? And that's enough, just because the way I look at it is I'm just tweaking my brain enough to be in a grateful place. It doesn't have to be this, for me, and you guys might have better practices. I'm not talking about a half-hour gratitude meditation. I just need one little thing, or I pick up a book. If I'm reading one of the books that you have on the shelf, I'll just pick 3 sentences and read something empowering, and I'll get that state of mind from my brain. And then I think about one win I had the day before. Because I know as entrepreneurs, as somebody searching for success, we never give ourselves credit. We never treat a friend the way we treat ourselves. It's like, I know I've had days I've gone till 10 o'clock at night and go, man, I got nothing done today. It was the biggest lie. Like, we beat ourselves up. We're like these racehorses. We wouldn't even treat a racehorse that we owned as bad as we treat ourselves, right? So I wake up and I'll do a quick little gratitude, and they'll say, what was one win yesterday that I accomplished? And I'm like, wow, you did do that yesterday. And then I'll think of one win I want to do that day. Like, what, I'm gonna need 1 million things done today, but what's a must today that would be a great win? People think money doesn't solve problems, or money won't make me a better person, or money won't make me happy. And I think, however you want to classify money, but for me, I just know this. If that's a driver for you, I don't think we should drive for money. I think we should drive to be a better version of ourselves. When money was no longer a worry for me, I dove into me. And I have been ignoring and tucking down a lot of crap for a lot of years. Your wealth creation vehicle, whether that's a job you don't like, or a job you do like, or a business you started, or a business that's crushing, or business that's not doing great, you have this vehicle. And when this vehicle is not working, we're looking on the road of all the other shiny cars. And it's like, oh man, I tried selling stuff on Amazon, that's not working. I'm gonna go in the car business, the real estate business. I'm gonna go in the speaking business, the nutrition business, the supplement. And you're looking for another car to jump in. And I realized people jump from car to car to car their whole life, looking for satiation, looking for satisfaction, looking to make more money. And I got to see it firsthand, Tom, because I was in the business of teaching people how to make money with real estate. And when they would call into customer service, when they would send in for a refund, or I'd see them at an event, they never said, ever, I tried your real estate stuff, it sucks. Never. We used to send surveys to listen, go, how come you're not making money yet? Is it, the time, effort, energy, Dean's training sucks? 1% would pick the training sucks. And what I realized over all these years is that, and the reason I wrote Millionaire Success Habits, is you could literally give someone a business on how to sell $20 bills for $5, and they'd screw it up. Because of their beliefs, because of the fear of rejection, because of the fear of selling, because of the fear of marketing, because other people told them they couldn't, or they feel they need certain criteria, they need initials at the end of their name, like they need all these things. If we can give people, if we can go upstream, if you can stop jumping from vehicle to vehicle, The vehicle you're in might be the right vehicle, but you don't have the right habits or the right beliefs or the right rules, whatever you want to call it. My book's Habits, so I call them habits. But it's really the foundation for success so you can overcome the obstacles. You don't let negative people in your life steer you in different directions.